This is a show about money. It funds your retirement, your kids' education, food on the table, your very way of life. That's why we talk about investments, taxes, and even Washington. It's up to you as good citizens to make sure they are fighting for your interests and the interests of your neighbors. Money touches everything. And when your government goes off the rails, you have to call it out. You have a voice, use it. The center of this story is Arizona's State Attorney General's office, which set up a nonprofit to force money transfer agents like Western Union to hand over customer data. This goes all the way back to 2014. Any money transfer above $500 that went to or from a border state or to and from Mexico and some other countries ended up in a database controlled by the Transaction Record Analysis Center, or TRAC. You heard that right, $500, not the typical $10,000 banks use as a threshold. The problem with programs like this is that in an effort to right some wrong, in this case going after Mexican cartels, we cross over the Rubicon and sacrifice some of the very principles this country was founded on. If you aren't angry about it, you should be. This is just the beginning. Welcome to The Money Runner. I'm David Nelson. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that internal documents and an investigation by Ron Wyden, the senior senator from Oregon, show TRAC has gathered transaction data on over 150 million money transfers. The ACLU points out that any law enforcement agency, from your local sheriff to even military police units, can get access. 440 local, 80 state, and 53 federal agencies all could get access to this database. TRAC Director Rich Lieber, in an interview with the Journal, says you need to be a member of law enforcement with an active government email account. Really? That seems like a pretty low bar and open to abuse. The $500 threshold, I think that says a lot. If your goal is to go after major drug traffickers or members of a cartel, 500 hardly seems like the right figure for a criminal organization moving millions. Going after bad guys is important business, and I support efforts by law enforcement and intelligence agencies to bring those who mean us harm to justice. We already have a system. Get a warrant and utilize the core system for its intended purpose. Senator Wyden says TRAC bypasses normal protections for Americans' privacy. He also points out that subpoenas issued by the Arizona Attorney General to extract even more data out of TRAC are illegal under federal law. The ACLU found 140 subpoenas from the Arizona Attorney General that show any authorized law enforcement agency can query the data without a warrant. You can search on ethnicity, any query you like. Are you Middle Eastern? Are you Asian? You name it. We've made enormous strides as a nation because we protected your basic freedoms. When you read between the lines, you can see this program is picking up domestic transactions as well. The database has become a law enforcement free-for-all, bypassing the usual protections most Americans enjoy. Bulk data mining efforts without any thought regarding the violation of personal liberties looks more like what you'd expect out of China or a third world nation. Rhetoric out of Washington increasingly calls out repressive Chinese actions over its citizens. Programs like TRAC are a clear indication that we're headed down that same path. Look, I'm not often on the same page as the ACLU, but I'm going to weigh in here. Shut this down now. Programs like this only get bigger over time and eventually will morph into something more sinister. Today, we're conducting bulk investigations of people living in border states. Tomorrow, it's you. If you like today's pod, hit subscribe. Messages like this need to get out and can't happen without your support. Thanks for joining. I'm David Nelson.